Omar again with Chicago Cycling Network, and I got somebody who traveled all the way from down south. Maybe he's lived close to maybe Indiana border, maybe, but he made it. And again, I just really thank you for showing up today. And this just really show that people are trying to support the movement and they understand what's going on and they're willing to come and share their story and to let us know, like, this is why Chicago is an awesome place. And I keep on stressing the point that we have people like this who are willing to step up and say, hey, you know what? Let me come out and talk biking with us. Let's talk Chicago cycling, talk about my experience or my background, because again, we are the ones who make the network what it is. And I'm really, really happy and elated that you're here today. Again, we're just talking about how we've never ridden together before, okay? But we have actually hung out at events, Chicago Grit or Intelligence at the time. We met my family, we hang out, but we never really met. I think we became acquaintances through Patrick, I think.
Yeah.
that got us together. And here we are, supporting each other. Came again all the way from, I really appreciate it because he came all the way from down south, okay? And he made it. And this is what Chicago is all about. Okay, guys, again, for everybody who's been liking and subscribing and supporting, I can't thank you guys enough. You know, we all have a story. Please keep on supporting the channel. We're going to keep on growing, bring you guys on, and we're going to talk bike and talk life experiences, all sort of different things. Anything goes, okay? So again, it's a crazy time in Chicago right now with all the stuff that's going on in Chicago, downtown. So guys, again, when you bike out there, run, whatever, please be safe, take care of yourself. And let's just keep on, you know, we love our city, okay? We love our city. So we're going to keep on protecting it and move on and just keep on spinning the legs and have a good time. So introduce yourself and let's just take it from there. Thanks again.
First, thank you so much for inviting me, Omar. It's a pleasure. I'm Walt Flood. Born and raised on the south side, technically South Burbs originally, but I live on the south side. You invited me up. You wanted a south side perspective.
That's right.
It's like, I don't know if I'm the guy, but I'll step right in. I'll represent the south side of Major Taylor, ride with them. And although I have to admit, I did for a few years live up here on the north side, not too far, over at Montrose, off of Montrose and Clarendon. So
why do you move back down south?
The north is just, it's a dangerous place up here. You know, it's like, I got to get back to where it's safe on the south side. No, I've got a family business, civil engineering, work with high rises, construction, and my office is down on the south side at 87th and Jeffrey.
Gotcha.
So I could live in the West Burbs. I could live, up here. I'll still work crazy hours, and then it's just that much longer of a commute. So,
gotcha. So going, because earlier I saw that you're wearing your work shirt. Guys, I didn't know what you do for a living. Okay, I had no idea. So let the people know. Explain what exactly is your business, because that was pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a small niche inside of construction. So, you've got the owners that decide, I want to build a high rise. They hire a contractor to do it. The contractor says, a structural engineer designs it. The contractor says, yeah, I'll do it just like you say here and to meet code. But do they really? They could make a whole lot more money if they, instead of using concrete, they use cardboard or to exaggerate a bit. So the owner usually hires a testing lab to come out, make sure that the parts that are on the drawings that are specified are there. And then there's also the code, the overarching, Chicago code or international code that says, if you're going to do this, it has to be this strong or do it this way. So that's what I've got, 20 or 30 techs that are on jobs all over the city and making sure that the concrete, they'll take samples of the concrete or they'll check the welding and the steel. And making sure that it's done right and basically making sure buildings don't fall down.
Gotcha. And what's the name of the company again?
Flood testing.
Flood testing. So if you guys need flood testing, necessarily flood, but
which there is a type of flood testing where you fill a roof up with water and see if it leaks. It's rare, but sometimes we've done that. But yes, usually we get calls for blood testing sometimes. Nope, that's not us. But yeah, flood testing, it's the name.
Gotcha. Yeah. Which I didn't know. Again, we have
1913.
1913.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of
I'm
the
the
first World War.
Yeah, I'm the fourth generation, so we've been doing it a minute.
So this is like a long family tradition.
Yeah.
When did the company start? So 1913 it started.
Yeah.
And you're still doing it. Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I want to start something for my boys or my family so they can keep something going. But my beginning would be like 2001 maybe. So
that's a different conversation. That's a good one over drinks.
So sounds good. All right. Which means afterwards we're gonna go have some drinks.
There you go. I'm in.
That's pretty awesome. Yes, again, I didn't know this about Walt. I mean, fantastic guy. So all the way from down south. So you say you ride with Major Taylor. Can you give us a little bit more background about Major Taylor and what they represent and stand for?
Yeah, so Major Taylor is a big club here in Chicago. I think the biggest officially now. We've got like 350 or 400 active members. Mostly down on the south side. We've been trying to get some more rides up on the north side, but basically named in honor of Major Taylor, set the 1 mile speed record. World champion back in the 1890s. He ended up coming to Chicago after he was done, originally from Indianapolis, came to Chicago. He's actually buried in the South Burbs. So we do rides down there, but I don't look like Major Taylor. So
his legs does, by the way.
My legs do, yeah. Maybe just this part of my arms. But yeah, I kind of got involved with them because they were the most active down on the south side. My office, where I mostly live, I probably spend more time there than with my family, unfortunately, is right at 87th and Jeffrey, and one of their fast rides starts right down the street. So it's kind of their fault that I became fast. I blame Dwayne. But
I heard the name Dwayne before. Dwayne, we probably need to talk to you because I've heard your name many times in different conversations. So maybe next time we'll have you.
Yeah, you'll have to get Dwayne.
Is Dwayne Delaney?
Dwayne Cooper.
Oh, it's another Dwayne. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So the question is, I mean, I said it before. I know of you through Patrick. Mm-hmm. How did you get into cycling?
So like many, I was a runner. I got my master's degree in Colorado and was living the Colorado West lifestyle, like always outside, hiking, skiing, whatever, rock climbing. I moved back to Chicago and it was kind of like, now what? It was like, there's nothing to climb. I guess I could run. So I started running, and I've never been a runner really. And started doing marathons, all this stuff, but I kept getting injured. Probably in part because I didn't train enough. But all these people, whenever that would happen, there'd be some goofball that I knew that was like, oh, you should do triathlon. These guys are nuts. And after so many, one of them was finally like, okay, fine. And so I jumped in, and yeah, that's actually how I discovered cycling. I got my first ever road bike for triathlon.
What year was this?
2006, probably. So I moved back here in 2005 from Colorado, and yeah, is my baby. Ended up with an Orbea, like climbing bike, short crank and everything. So I ended up doing half Ironmans and all this stuff, and the bug bit hard. And so I'm on these these big climbs, and all these guys are coming in with these crazy TT bikes, and I've got this little climbing bike, and they're passing me, and then we get to a climb, and it's like gone, like just made up all that time, But yeah, that was my baby.
Gotcha. So what you did half Ironman, or did you do full?
I ended up doing a full.
Which one?
I did Canada, actually, when it was still in Penticton, which it just, I think, restarted. It just came back this year, I believe. But yeah, it was crazy. I've been lucky. It's kind of like ending up here. I've just been really lucky with people I've known, and the same group that kind of got me into triathlons decided to get together and do an Ironman together. So it was a group of 50 of us, which at the time included Robbie Ventura. He had started.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sweet. Like I said, just luck. He had started VQ, so we all jumped in at VQ, and we were training together. And then he decided he wanted to do the Ironman, so we all got together. He brought in Paula Newby Fraser, so we got to train with her. Oh, it was just wild. It was so weird.
So the question is, do you have an Ironman tattoo?
No, yeah, I do. I have a rather big one on my. I've gotten.
Oh, he does have one.
I've gotten. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I've gotten flack for making one too big, but no, screw that, man. That was a.
That's a badge of honor right there. Wow.
Yeah, it was actually, the tattoo was kind of a fun story. I knew I wanted one, but
you lost the bet. No.
Yeah, something like that. I lost a bet by going to the Ironman. What was I thinking? But in order to get it done, I had to get back to work. I had only been working for a few years, full time. And so I didn't get that much time off, like 2 weeks a year, maybe. It's an old family business, right? We aren't very modern, unfortunately, in some ways. So I had to get back. So that night I flew out of Penticton into BC, and there was this short into Vancouver. There was a short layover in Vancouver, and I looked up, I was able to get a hold of a tattoo artist in Vancouver that they closed at like 10 p.m. or something. And this was like 11 o'clock at night by the time I got in. And I convinced him to open back up for me. And so I get there, and this dude is like, he's high, and he's like coming, he turns on the lights, opens the doors to this bad part of town, and comes in, and my wife is there too, and she's looking at me like, what, we're gonna get killed. And he's like opens up this mini fridge, he's like, I have a beer and this and that, and he like lights a bowl, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, this was 15 years ago, it was 20 years ago, it was a little different world then. And I was like, I've kind of committed to this, I'm going. And yeah, we start getting down to it, and like all of a sudden he's like shaking, right? And he gets down and like starts tattooing me, like his hand gets real calm, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. So it was pretty wild. He messed up a little at the bottom, I have to admit, but I'm not getting it fixed because it's part of the story. But
hey, it's a beautiful story. I just asked about a tattoo, not knowing you had a tattoo. Like because we've never been together before, so I've never seen your legs. But that's a funny story. So you got a tattoo on a layover flight.
Yeah. So like it took him like 2 hours or something. This is kind of big, and he wasn't working quickly.
Well, he couldn't have. He was.
But then I had it was like a 6 a.m. flight out the next morning, right? Because it was like the short layover, so we got like 2.5 hours of sleep or some nonsense. It was the things I did before kids.
That's an awesome story. That's hilarious. So so you've done only one full. How many halves have you done?
I did I did 2 halves.
Where were
3
those?
halves. 3.
Where were those?
Steelhead I did twice, which is right over in New Buffalo, or Benton Harbor, just north of there, St. Joe. And then I did Racine.
Gotcha. So there's a half in Rockford now.
Yeah,
this year was the first year.
The bike looks really good.
Yeah, I can imagine. I had a couple of friends who actually did it. I think one of the guys who featured here, Jack Feenstra, he did it.
Oh yeah,
he had a blast. He's like a low 5 hour. I think it was pretty.
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
I'm still tapering from my 2008 Ironman.
Still on the high of that. Yeah, my wife did, I think, Ironman Wisconsin in 2011, 2012. I want to do Ironman. I just want to do a one and done. See, I have my tri bike over there, which I hardly ever use, but I want to do Ironman so bad.
See, it's tough. So it's not a big deal as long as you put in the training. It's just 9 months of 20 hours a day or 20 hours a week of training. So
which I already do that amount of hours anyway. So
yeah,
and I'm a runner.
But how much of that cycling time are you going to give up to get in the pool?
None. I'll just add the pool to it. I love my bike.
Well, then you've got it. You should have already done an Ironman.
So I don't know. I never told this, but they're so expensive now. But when I was in Miami, because I was never a biker in Miami. I was a runner. So we used to do international distance triathlons, and I was a runner for the team, or I was a swimmer.
Oh, sweet!
And we used to win.
Didn't you swim too, and you haven't done it?
Oh yeah, I must
see. You gotta get into this.
I've been swimming since I was maybe like 4 years old.
Okay.
As a Jamaican, born in Jamaica, I was tossed towards a swim out, and I was able to. I could dive in over my breath, and then about 2 times later, I could swim, and I've been swimming since I was like 4. So like now I see rivers and lakes, I'm like, I'm not excited because I literally. I grew up in the ocean in Jamaica. I grew up in the rivers.
We go there for vacation.
My experience when I just came here, I went to Texas and I went to Galveston. They're like, oh, we go to Galveston Beach. And we were like driving and I'm like, hey, where's the beach? And they're like, you're driving along the beach. I'm like, that water is brown. That's just not a beach, guys. No. I'm from Jamaica. It was a funny story. But no, one day, I plan to do maybe Wisconsin, Ironman Wisconsin.
I haven't. I keep going back and forth where I'll say, okay, maybe when the kids are older and move out and I'll have more time, but I don't know that I want to. I don't want to spend that much time. Like even like a century ride, like I want to do it fast because I don't really want to spend that much time on my saddle. Like, I don't know, like a half is good. That's a decent.
Well,
distance.
Again, it's because I want a tattoo. Maybe that's why I want to.
Fair. You have to earn it. Right? I've seen more and more where people are trying to get it from the half, which I think is just bogus.
Nah, that's not.
It's like an Ironman 70.3. I was like, but that's not an Ironman.
It's like saying a half marathon. No, it's a full. Let's go all the way, man.
Exactly. I agree.
I'm waiting and counting down the days, but I will. It's on my bucket list. And
okay. Yeah.
It shall be done.
As long as you put in the training, no big deal.
And I will. Runner just need to put in back about 2 months, and it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
Swimming, I've been swimming all my life, and biking, that's my comfort zone now.
Yeah.
So. Let's see. Yeah.
So I did that, right? 2008. And I kind of dropped everything else. I kept riding because I had discovered cycling. So I like kept riding kind of for a couple of years on the lakefront, for the most part. And then, started having kids and it kind of fell away. So 2020, COVID happens, stuck at home, got this family business that's like, 107 years old at that time. Like, are we going to lose this? Like, we don't know what's going on. And after like 2 weeks of being at home, like my dusty Orbea is still sitting there in the basement. Like, haven't touched it since, I don't know, 2012.
Still have that bike. Yeah.
Kinda. Nice. You know what happened to that bike.
Oh yeah. We're talking
that's the one. And yeah, so I'm like, I'm going to do that. I like dig out this like stretchy old pair of, this old kit that I found in the bottom of a drawer somewhere and like go out. Yeah, go. And I go out and on that ride, I'm like, find a trail. Like, yeah, I didn't even know where I was going. And I don't think I had ridden in 8-10 years, even at all. And I get out there and I'm going, I'm like, yeah, I still got it. And I'm coming across this intersection and it was a weird cut or something. I go right over the handlebars, like just boom, like eject. And it hit the ground. And I'm on the south side at 87th Street is where it happened. And everybody is like, dude, you see that white guy? Like hit the ground. And I'm looking like, am I in one piece? Like tore up my leg, like there's blood and stuff. But everybody's got masks on. Like it's the beginning of COVID. Like you can tell like people want to help, but they aren't sure if they can. Like, yeah. So they're like waiting for me to hopefully like give them a thumbs up so they don't have to bother. And it like took me down like so many pegs. Like honestly, I don't think if that didn't happen, I don't think I would have started riding again. It was that like just like take my legs out, like okay, I suck at this. Like this got to get better. But on that same ride, I found the Major Taylor Trail, or I ended up on it, and I go across the bridge. And it's like, Major Taylor and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is. So I Google him like right there, and the club came up. And so that's how I like discovered that. So I got to the end of the trail and it's this weird dead end. And I'm like, I don't know where to go. I think it ties to the CalSag or whatever. And so I sent an email to the president, who happened to be Sean Conley at the time. And he sends me an email right back that says, hey, do you mind calling me? Here's my cell phone number. It's like, I don't know, 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. Like, okay. So I call this guy. He's like, hey, Walt, yeah, thanks. Yeah. Actually, I'm not really sure. I don't ride down over there much. I'm usually on the lake, but I know somebody who does. Hold on. And he like 3 way calls Dr. Brenda Dixon, who kind of created the Major Taylor Trail. Is like, oversees half of it. She's amazing. She's got so much energy. And she answers, and we're like on this call talking about route selection and stuff. Wow. Like that same night, it was like, who are these people? So that's like how I got into Major Taylor was, you crashed that one night.
And that was the opening of where you are now.
Yeah. And they were so welcoming and like.
So you're saying that you did Ironman in 2006, but you didn't bike for a couple of years. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. So basically I ended up did the Ironman 2008. Yeah, and just
then took off.
gained a bunch of weight, had kids, and got focused on that.
Yeah,
and
kids
work.
will do that to you. Trust me. I gain a lot of sympathy weight to myself.
Well, and I think part of it is that my wife, I way I grew up, like you can't leave food. Like there's no
Yes.
you must eat. If you take it, you eat it. That is it. And so she'd have, like, she's so hungry, right? She's like 7 months pregnant or something. Like, but her stomach is so squished up here. It's like this big. So she's like, oh my gosh, I could eat everything. So she orders all this stuff and then takes 3 bites. Is like, oh, I'm full. And I'm like, so now I'm eating my food and her food. And then the kids come along and they start doing some of that same stuff, right? And they're like, oh yeah, this and this and this. And I'm like, so now I'm eating like their food. Oh, it's bad. Like I was almost 200 pounds. Like
that's about right. I went close to 200 pounds too when I had my first kid, because it's same as you. Wife want to try everything. It's okay, you get it, and then she have leftovers and you eat it. And she's up at late night eating. You're up at late night.
Yeah, you gotta exactly.
You gotta keep her company and blah blah. And
there was this sorbet place up here.
You're like, come on.
Yeah. There was this sorbet place up here, and it was like clockwork. I should have just expected it. I don't know. Wisdom comes with time.
Right. There's no way to expect these things, to be honest with you. Yeah. It just happened. Yeah.
But it was like the place would close at 9, and they're like 10 minutes from my house. And at like 8:52, oh, I gotta have sorbet. It's like I've got to make this happen. Like, I don't know, this is probably not safe. Like, I don't know. And yeah, they started staying open late because of you. Because every night. Well, we know Walt and Nick.
Walt is coming. Yeah. So how many kids do you have now?
I have 2. And I think we're in similar situations, where my youngest is 9. And so it's like, we're just starting to get some of that freedom a little bit. Yeah. And so now my wife is cycling, and
I saw a picture posted. Was that your wife next to you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm like, she's never been a cyclist before. So she's just like discovering. I took her on a proper Sunday morning ride, like coffee stop and everything. And she's like, this bug is a bit hard, man.
Nice. Dude, I mean, it's, as I said before, one of my most best time riding is honest with my wife.
Yeah.
We go to coffee stop. That's me and her. Forget the kids. Back in the days when the kids were younger, we do a bike ride. She was like, I got to go home, blah, blah. But now the youngest is 6. My kids are very independent. The oldest is 16 at home now. So they can help each other out.
Yeah.
So when we go to bike now, there's like no rush to go back home. We can just like relax.
Oh, it's sweet.
You can't beat it. So having a wife that cycles will make your life so much better, because if you buy something, she understands.
Yeah. See,
I buy my stuff in 2s now.
Right. So. And that's where I'm at, is like, it's just a matter of time before she's like looking at her bike and realizing that like
she wanted the i2 shifter.
It's time to upgrade.
Yep.
We got this on Facebook Marketplace, like circa 2010.
Which is good, because you don't want to invest a lot of money in a bike initially, like in her for her. So my wife's bike, I literally built it. That was like a 500 build, but she loves that bike. I'm gonna get her a better bike eventually. But she can ride my bikes because she's about a 58. We're about 58s.
Yeah.
So she can ride any bike she wants, but she likes the bike that she has, and I just don't like to adjust my stuff, because everything is like.
I got her a fit, so I know her size. Yeah, she's a 46 and I'm a 56, so it doesn't work. It would be so much easier.
But man, biking with your wife,
and her tall shoes.
That's pretty awesome. You just can't. It's pretty an experience.
It's pretty good, and I'm like,
for you guys, it's like,
and that's like the good routes by me are like 30 to 60. There's
you just head down
really
south to Calmet and just go down to like Whiting or something like that, right?
Yeah, both directions. So there's Gary, which is a super fun ride. And some good stuff a little bit further even. That's probably about an 80-mile ride to get to the really good stuff there. Just west though is really nice. Out to Lamont. That's about minimum 30.
Yeah, I've never ridden out in that direction. I'm up north. I mean, one time I did the ride with Misfits, and that was like a 25-mile bike ride. I didn't get to the start.
Yeah, exactly.
And I rode 50 when I rode back home. I was over 100 miles.
That's hardcore.
Which is fine. Fine. But no, that's pretty awesome. Like, your wife is a cyclist. My wife now, I even get my jerseys and my socks and everything, and she wears my stuff before.
That's what she's having trouble. And I don't know if this is like across the board true, but I had bought her, women's kits, a Major Taylor one, a dirt kit, before, and she likes the way the men's fit is better.
Well,
And
maybe,
so
maybe
luckily she can, yeah, wear
maybe
mine.
she's like your fit. Maybe that's the thing. Just like your fit.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's a subconscious thing. Because again, same thing to my wife. We're the same bibs, but because she have one bib, but all my jerseys and my socks, my wife wear all this stuff. She just takes them. I'm like, what do you? I'm like, never mind. Let's go for it.
No, luckily it works that she can,
So you can either buy things into her, buy them in one, but like realize that, maybe today it's gonna be you wear it. Me and my wife, we even have matching helmets.
Oh wow.
We have like 2 pairs of matching helmets. I'm so romantic. That's how we have 3 kids together, because I'm so romantic, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So man, I'm learning so much cool things about you that I didn't know. So any big plans for this year riding wise? Before we get to that one.
Well, yeah.
Before we get to that one. So you took a break back in 2020. You had your experience. You're back into riding. So do you race?
Yes, but so I race a lot, but never outside. So I only race on Zwift.
Aha.
Yeah, and everybody always is, but because I'm okay. I'm fast. I can be fast. Kind of fast.
So
I'm working on it.
So you race on Zwift. Do you race for a team on Zwift, or do you just race by yourself? So yeah.
I'm I got pretty latched in with. You've probably seen Dirt. They're the biggest team on Zwift. I don't know what they claim.
Dad Indoors Riding Trainers.
Right. It stands for Dad's Indoors Riding Trainers.
Dirt.
And so the inside of that, though, is that there's different like sub teams of Dirt. So I'm part of Eat Dirt, which is mostly East Coast based. But there's all these different sub teams and everything. But I started that winter, I think, is when I got a trainer, got into Zwift and started then racing, I think the next year when I was really riding a lot, going from, I started riding, 2 days a week or something. And then ultimately I've basically been riding daily for 3 years now, 4 years.
Gotcha. Because I've seen, anyway, so you don't know this, but because I've been stalking, I stalk people. Because I've seen your progression on Zwift, right? I've seen you going from like D to C to C to B, and are you close to A? Are you A as yet? Or
I've been A before for a short period that I think was one of those like on the right course on the right day, anybody could do that. Well, not anybody, but that's what happened. It was like I didn't really belong there. But right now that's where I'm struggling is, what's ahead.
I'm a C on Zwift now because I've not been racing. I've hit high B many times, but never A.
Yeah.
Because I could race with A's, but I'm always a high B. No, I'm never riding, so I'm a C now.
Well, and it is a game, right? So there is some of that is knowing the game and how to play it. So no different than the technique. You can be a really strong rider, but there's still definitely technique in riding a crit and taking the right corners and recognizing when a gap's going to split. So there's all that same thing. Right. Zwift. So,
and the lighter you are, the better you are, because I'm a heavy guy.
It depends. So one of the guys on my team is one of my favorite guys to ride with right now. This guy Tyler he's in Florida. He's 95 kilo. So he's a big guy. So but he's got the watts to match. The way things are broken up on Zwift is it's by watts per kilo. Watts per kilo for the most part. So if you're over like a 4.1 FTP-ish, that's A, and then B is a little bit lower. So we're B, high B's together. And yeah, it's the two of us, what we can, because I'm lighter, what we can do to I can do these little attacks, and then he can just ride off the front at like 4.5, not a hard attack. So people were like, oh, I have to get on this. He just kind of gets ahead after I soften things up a couple of times. And he'll be 30 seconds ahead before people realize, oh man, this guy's not coming back. And our team's won 2 or 3 races that way. Where it's,
nice.
It's so fun.
No, I will to get on Zwift before, but never in a race. Hopefully I will get some races on, but man, I'm too heavy for you guys. Anyway, we'll see if I can.
I have this theory that the in general, the D's are the guys that the people that just got into it or aren't, racers, they quickly upgrade to C once they're, challenged a little bit. And then the C's and the B's, I think, are almost the same power profile. the Bs have just like lost 10 kilos or 5 kilos or something, lost weight. And then the A's are
always A's, basically.
Realistically, they put in 12 plus hours.
And some of the guys in the B's also, sometimes it's because they have, I think I'm a high B, right? Yeah. But I don't ride when it gets warm in Chicago. Chicago. So when I get back on Zwift again, I'm like, because I drop. I'm like, wait a minute, I lost all the points because I'm just not racing. So there's nothing record. As I get back on Zwift, then I just jump back up to, I do like one race or something like that. And all of a sudden, I've won a couple of races on Zwift, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And some of those like, tours of Autopia, whatever, it's pretty cool. Like,
there's a big launch this week, or this
Utopia or whatever stuff.
They're coming out with, there's like, they're doing a big expansion in New York.
Yes, in Brooklyn, there was something, I think Patrick told me about it, like in Brooklyn. I'm looking forward to that. There's actually some new courses now I saw, which I'll get to do eventually. But I think I only have officially only one route on Zwift. Yeah. That's available. I've never done. I've never done the Ven 10. I haven't done that one, but every other route I've done on Zwift.
Wow. Which is way ahead of me. Because like, I guess it comes back to that just, I don't know. I don't want to spend so much time in the saddle. I guess I get bored. Maybe I'm like,
I've done 6 hours in Zwift. In the full PRL, London PRL.
Yeah. I haven't done any of those
18 minutes. Rides. Oh, so the reason I did it because I want to level up pretty quick. Because are you over 100 as yet?
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but for me to do that I had to do all new routes because I get the XPs and plus XPs.
Or just ride in the summer, like me.
No. No. Summertime in Chicago. Outside.
Well, and that's where I'm, with a lot of people that race or whatever, that this is the end of the season, right? This is my season's just getting started. Like I am right now, like all this weight that I put on over the summer, doing these like fun rides outside and like la-di-da. Now I can train. Now I buckle down, lose weight, and so it's like reverse.
Summertime in Chicago, I'm gonna have to be outside. So what I've been doing. Some people kind of cheat a little bit, where they sync their Garmin to their Zwift, so they have outdoor miles counting as indoor, so they keep their streak alive. But in the summertime, literally, I'll try to bike on Zwift once a week, just to keep my streak. Just keep my streak.
That's funny.
But I'm not gonna sync my Garmin for outside to get Zwift points. No.
See, and I got too involved with dirt, with other these. So I'm a ride leader. So I lead on Friday mornings. There's the big sprint ride. That was one of the things. Riding is, I've always thought of myself as a climber. I had this little climber bike, the Orbea and everything, and I'm not built like a sprinter. And yet through Zwift, I learned that my power profile, I actually am a sprinter, and discovered it through that ride. And when it was one of the founders of Dirt that was running it, and I became his like co-leader and everything. And then he, after 4 years of leading it, decided, I'm not going to do that anymore. It died. And I was kind of like,
I mean, to be a leader on Zwift, that's actually pretty good, pretty big.
Yeah. So he stopped, and then I couldn't handle I would have never discovered that I was a sprinter at all if it wasn't for that ride. So I started back up. So now I've been doing that. I guess it's over 2 years now that I've been leading that ride. So every Friday.
What time?
4:45. It used to be. So that's Eat Dirt. So Eat Dirt is mostly East Coast based. So it's this slippery slope of a little bit earlier, and it's a mess. But it used to be at 4:20. Now it's at 4:45. I moved it back, so we could get 25 minutes more sleep.
I think I know why it says 4:20, but that's another story.
Yeah. Well, for them it was 5:20, but yeah.
Okay, I'll try to join you guys when it's winter time.
I do with Major Taylor. I haven't been able to ride with them as much lately. With the kids, the kid stuff. So most of my riding is always historically been at 0 dark 30. So that I can do whatever race, get 2 hours in, and be off the bike and still be present and help out at home. And it's like it never happened. It's like magic. And so that's still mostly the case.
Yeah. So if you guys are watching this, you kind of see for two person who have a family, like the balance we have to do, and the lot of planning with family, work, our own personal space, everything. I do the same thing too. That's why I ride Cortado. I leave home at like 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:15. I'm back with those guys by 7:30. I'm home. Then take the kids to school, and then I go to work, and then and then some days I play my cardio. If I do everything in the daytime right, I can go bike with Wednesday night ride or some of these other groups and stuff. In addition, my kids are getting more independent now.
Right.
So that's what's your oldest?
13.
13. Yeah. They can probably watch themselves now.
Yeah. Exactly.
so that's good. But,
so and that was one of the things that came up this weekend is my wife and I were gonna go do a sweet ride. I had this route plan. I was like, add a few miles. We're getting closer to the goodies. And all of a sudden he was going out with his friends now. And now my daughter's probably a little too young to still stay at home.
By herself, like 9.
Yeah. And so it was like, okay, all of a sudden we're hustling, like rushing to where can we dump her so that we can go on this like a 3-hour ride?
Yeah. So my kids, we have a 16-year-old kid, but I at home now, but my kids actually, my 6-year-old, they're pretty good. Like if I give my kid tablet and they put them in one location, I back 6 hours later, the same exact
6 hours. Perfect.
Plus, we live in an apartment complex, so we have friends who can say, "Hey, could you just check up on the kids every now and then?" And our kids, they can call us and we can call them and check up on them and stuff. But no, my kids are actually pretty independent.
Yeah,
I've got a 6-year-old, 8 and 10, and those 3, they're like so independent. They do everything for themselves, and they don't have to touch the stove and all the different things. So we can leave them. We don't, but if we need to. Plus, my son is here, so it's all good. So
and exactly, and we would have had no problem if my 13-year-old was still around, but then he,
gotta go do his thing. Yeah. So we mentioned this earlier. So for anybody that probably haven't seen it, but let's talk about that very interesting crash that you had that one time. Explain what happened, how it happened, because I think it's kind of funny, but easier. So he's safe. Everything is good.
Yeah. It's still developing, but yeah. We did a fast ride on a Saturday morning with Dwayne. We were just going to Gary, pretty typical route for us. I think there were 6 of us, beautiful. It was July 2nd. I still remember the day because we were going through, East Chicago, and there was a little bit of like dew on the ground. And there's this bridge there, a metal grate bridge. And there have been a couple of groups in the past going that way where like the whole group ends up on the ground, like ambulance is called, it gets slick, right? So we usually hop up on the sidewalk, done it tons of times. Anytime it's wet, we jump up on the sidewalk and bypass that. So we were doing that, and luckily that includes a little bit of slowing down, but all single file, and I'm the 3rd in line, 4th in line, and the expansion joint for the bridge, instead of being perpendicular, like I'm an engineer, like they should go this way.
It was parallel.
It was parallel in the middle of the sidewalk, which we had never noticed because whatever. And I just nailed it, like perfect, like a million times I probably wouldn't hit it again. And so front tire sinks in, and instead of like hitting something and you eject off the front, my tire went down to the, basically all the way in.
To your fork.
All the way to the fork,
yeah.
Which set the rotation. There's no slowing down. So I was still in the hoods, like hit the bridge deck full 18 miles an hour, like rotational, boom, broke the bike into 3 pieces. Tack, great, one of my favorite guys I've ridden with. He lives in Ithaca now, but he was behind me. He hit me. He actually broke his bike on me, and broke his collarbone. But yeah, like smashed my helmet and my face, and there's like blood trickling down my nose and stuff. So Dwayne went and got my car, and I ended up driving Tack home. Went to the doctor, and they're like, "Oh man, basically got evaluated for concussion and didn't really have any symptoms." So that was that. Fast forward 6 months, and I had all these like mood changes, like splitting headaches. It was bad. Go to Northwestern.
The concussion.
I had blood on my brain. My brain had been bleeding that whole time. Oops. That was one of my wife's of several, I have to admit, I told you so moments.
Wow.
So oops. So I'm still like, have I really recovered? I think I don't get the headaches as much anymore. I probably still have some like TBI stuff. And probably should sleep more, but
we ain't sleeping more. But that's a crazy story because the day when I saw it on Zwift, and I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. Your front wheel is just perfectly parked in between this little slit on the bridge.
If I was riding 25s, it wouldn't have happened. And I had a 23 front tire, and if I had 25s, it wouldn't have fit. Like it was like sword in the freaking stone, man. There were two of us so you tugging on it, trying to get it out, and Dwayne was able, because he's a monster, like was able to pull it out.
So you're still riding, you said 23s then?
It was 23s, yeah. I had a 23 front, 25 rear.
Yeah. So you're still in the early stages. So what tires are you riding now?
So now I've got much larger, right? Like I think it's a 30, 31-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody rides 28s now. That's like the holy grail of bike tires now.
Right.
28s.
And so the rim it says it was supposed to be 28s, and they're so much bigger. I should bring a caliper home and measure.
So okay, so you broke your bike in 3 pieces. Did you buy 3 more bikes?
Yeah. No, well, and so that was the problem. Like at that point I only had that one bike. And so like riding Zwift like all summer 2 days a week, I'd switch my bike on and off every time. And so and at that point I was definitely riding every day. And so I kind of freaked out. And one of the other guys on the ride, Steve Schwartz, the next day I was over at his house. He gave me he had an extra bike in his basement. But just like this beater steel bike that, if somebody comes into town and needs wheels, it was only a 54, and my Orbea was a 58, but I was like, it's a bike, I'll make it work. And then that next day, the 4th, Major Taylor had this big 4th of July ride to Gary. And so I did that. I was back, I was riding on the 4th, did like 60 miles or something on that. But that was when I was like talking to my wife, and I mean, that was a 2006 bike or something anyway. So it was pretty old. It had some miles on it. So then it was like, okay, do I just get something functional, or, can I build my super bike? And that's actually what I ended up doing. I built my super bike. So I don't need another bike ever again. I don't know, probably not.
Okay. So how many bikes do you have now?
That's that one. And then that loaner that Steve gave me, he let me keep it. So that's my Zwift bike. So that's it.
Wow. Well,
I'd love more. Don't get me wrong, but that's another reason. Like people are like, well, you need to jump in and race. You do so well, and this and that. I'm like, I can't afford to crash my bike. I don't have another one. But yeah, Patrick actually hooked me up. He had an Ollie sprint frame.
So that's the bike you're riding now.
So yeah.
Ollie right there. Yeah. Aluminum too. Love it. Love that bike.
Yeah. So that's I picked up his bike, and then he bought a new one. So yeah, we've talked about that too, that we need to get the brothers together.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah. It's gonna happen. Yeah, so this bike, aluminum Alley 58, because I want a stiffer bike. I had these other bikes, and I felt like when I was sprinting, I was losing momentum. I just wanted something stiffer. And man, that Alley right there, this is my first Di2 disc brake. Oh, sweet, put together. And guess who built that bike? Patrick did. Here we are. I just bought this stuff. I'm like, Patrick, you're gonna build this bike. He's like, okay. That's sweet. So I just got everything together, put what I could put together myself, and I said, here it is. And he says, next week. I'm like, all right.
Patrick can build my next one.
He's gonna build all my bikes. And a disc brake bike, rim brake, I can build. I build this one. Patrick built this one. Patrick gave me this bike, by the way, this frame. He gave it to me. It's about a group set, and he gave it to me, and it's a fantastic. It's a mad one, not a Madone. But this actually a real Madone, and I built this myself. I built that myself, and I got more bikes around the corner. I built myself. I built my tri bike myself.
Yeah,
but the thing is, if something comes to one bike, I need an extra bike. So I have all these bikes.
Right. Well, and that's why I spend so much time on Zwift.
Plus, I have my boys who can use my bikes because they're about my height, so they can use my bikes. Good. I got friends who come into town; they can use my bike and stuff. So that's why I have all these bikes. But yeah, these are my babies, though. Yeah, these are awesome.
Well, and that's where like my current bike, Yeah, the Reaper. That's what I call it.
But I think you should have. It's the N+1 rule.
It's totally
it's a legit rule, man.
Well, and
it's
that's legit. I want a gravel bike. Like some of those routes up in the drift list, like they look so fun. But then at the same time, it's really nice being able to leave my own driveway, you know, and like get into these. I think that's what I like most about cycling is like that, like different world. Like and got there on my own power. Like I didn't have to get in a car.
But your alley should be able to clear 38s though. And if you clear 38, I think you'll be fine on gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah. 38, 40.
You think it'll get
this will clear 38 for sure. I know that because this bike right here, it clears at the front. It can clear up to 40.
Rim. It's rim though.
Oh, yours is a rim. Oh, not disc. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, it's like I think it's 2018.
Yeah, you really want to. If you got a disc brake, you'll have more space to work with. So
that's my N+1.
Yeah, disc brake bike. You have to get it. Yeah. And if you have like Di2 shifting,
I'm a SRAM guy.
Or SRAM, electronic shifting,
exactly,
right?
And which I do on my.
Okay,
my,
that's so
it's amazing.
It's like click, click, click.
Game changer.
It's like everything is just in place. Yeah,
it's so fun.
That's my only one. That's a 12 speed 2 and everything. So that's a beautiful bike.
Yeah,
I'm really like, and when I got this bike, the crank at the front came with a 5236, but I was spinning it out. So I bought a 54.
No way.
It's a 54 at the front.
Holy smokes!
So that's a 54. This is a
sweet.
This is a 54.
Yeah, and that's what when I was building it, I had to get red in order to get a 50.
No, I can't spin 50. I'll spin a 50-11, spin it out.
50-10 is what I've got. And I've only been in it like 3 times. Like it's pretty rare.
No, I hit my, even this one, I hit my 54-11 in like a lot of the sprints and stuff like Wednesday night ride.
Really?
I have to. Because when we're doing the Lagoon sprint and you're jumping on like SIG or one of those 606 guys wheel, you like, I want more gear, and there's like nothing.
See, and that's the thing. I want to get it. I thought it was going to happen this summer. Like I have to get up here for some of those rides, but it's just there's like ballet and tap and gymnastics and all those things, you know.
Yeah, my rule is I don't put my kids into too many things.
Yeah,
and if they put them in stuff, it's like right after school, and then they can just walk on by themselves.
Yeah.
So
I'm not there yet.
I'm trying to I need to have my own life. And they have to have their own life, because if I don't have my own mental space, I'm gonna go crazy, and then it's not good for everybody. So, but if it's working for you, it's working. That's fine.
Yeah.
I try to find.
No,
Papa gonna take care of himself too.
Yeah.
Same thing for Mama. So we try to balance things out. With the camping, we do a lot of camping too. So we have things to offset all these different things. But yeah, you have to come to Wednesday night ride, and you will see what it's all about.
Get to use that 10.
I guarantee you'll be a 10 a lot.
Sweet.
Because coming down Carmack Sprint or going to Lagoons or coming on bus stop, you will need it.
Nice.
I've been on that ride before when I'm 54-11 and I'm like, I need more gear. And there's like nothing. It's like, because those guys are booking it, man. You got Dean, you got Steve Flagstaff, you have like Jacob Wilson, you got Christopher Lamb, you have Lucas Kukos, like all those guys under there, they're booking it. You got Boyna, like all those guys. Oh my!
I'm trying to build a like similar crew, you know, down on the south side. Like Strava stalking people, like, oh, this guy's fast. Like looking at segments, like I wonder, and like reaching out. I've got a couple of people that way, like
nice,
with us now.
Nice. I'm gonna try to join you guys, but it's just getting cold now, man. Like this morning,
it's gonna be next year now.
Too cold.
Yeah. Well, or dark.
Yeah, too cold, too dark. So I don't want to go too fast, too crazy. The last Wednesday night ride we did was the last one. That was sketchy as hell, man. Like imagine having 40 guys and it's just dark. We try to do all these sprints. I'm like, this is way too sketchy for me. I'm like, nah, it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna work it out. So when you do your biking and your indoor training, do you cross train? Like
not really,
weights or nothing like that?
No, not really. I've looked at it and I haven't, like I'll dip into running. Like I like running now more than I did before. I guess just lost a bunch of weight and everything's better that way, I guess. But no, not really. I try to balance it out with, lighter days, and, I race 2 days a week usually, and then, interspersed with zone 2 and yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm thinking about this season to really get into some weightlifting.
And there's so many, like I've read all the articles about how beneficial it is, especially for sprints and like.
Yeah,
I just haven't yet.
I'm gonna try some this winter for sure.
You could be my guinea pig, like see how if all of a sudden you're just this beast, like okay, Omar approved it.
Okay, I will let you know in end of January, because that's when I think I want to like really put some working on and see how January, February, because the rest of the year is just to finish the season out healthy in one piece and just go from there. Because I probably gonna hit about 12,000 miles this year. So
nice. That's solid.
I want to just keep it where it is now and just maintain and keep everything going. So what about like nutrition? When you are you big, like when you're indoors or you're racing? What's your ritual?
Honestly, most of the time my indoor stuff, most of the time I'm fasted because I'm riding so early, and especially when I was riding with the guys on the East Coast, there wasn't time for all that. I needed sleep, so I was like, the smaller the window between wake up and get on bike, the better, the more I could sleep in. So most of the time I'm riding fasted, and that's, I can kind of fake it now, like up to almost 2 hours, pretty intense.
So basically that you don't, no goos, no gels, no nothing.
Just water. Yeah. And then, I've gotten, that was one of my weak points on, longer rides, was figuring all the nutrition out and what I needed to do. And I put some real focus on that this summer. So, and I think that's what I've kind of started figuring a lot of that out. And I think I've been pretty successful.
That's good.
Knowing, how many grams of carbohydrates to take in an hour, and much more diligent up front. Because that was the thing, like I was so used to riding fasted in the basement that I'd wait too long before I started taking calories in when I was doing like 100-mile ride outside. And it's hard to come back from that. You kind of have to be up ahead of it.
Exactly. And this is what, as I was talking to Spencer yesterday, like my goal is the way I feel when I get on the bike is the way I want to feel when I get off the bike. And
that's a really cool, I like that.
So my nutrition, my zones, like I take all these things into perspective, right? And depends who I'm riding with, different things. So whenever we ride with Andrew Van Til, he has gotten down the nutrition down to like a T for himself.
Yeah. And
I've actually followed some of the things he does. If I'm zone 2, I can not eat anything. But if I'm at a much more punchy ride, like Wednesday night ride, Wednesday night before the ride, I make sure I have my goo and I have like a fig bar and I everything before the ride. And I can last for the 40 miles. I'm just like solid. Every stop and go is 800 watts. Every stop and go. These guys don't care, It's like, and then you're in a draft or pulling, and if you're not doing like anywhere from about 32 miles an hour, you get chased off the front.
32.
You're like, no, that's too slow.
Yeah, I'd need a bigger gear. You're right.
No, I'm telling you, these guy on the Wednesday night ride is which one of my most favorite ride, led by Bivin. Fantastic job, Bivin. You do a great job with that stuff. Man, it's a fun ride. And then you have like easy nights, like, the touring ride, the Monday night ride. A lot of people. Monday night ride up here, we have like close to 100 people sometimes.
Sweet.
Let's ride it up north. Chill, easy pace. You have like some guys who, break the rule, like we're not supposed to be 25 miles an hour, but they want to prove to themselves like 25 miles an hour to most of the guys here is like nothing. Let's relax. You want to prove yourself? Come to Wednesday night ride. Yeah. That's where it's at. But yeah, again, I really hope, you can come join us one of these days and I'll come down south. But this is 87th and is a Sheridan. I met with Misfits. Were they the grid course back in the days, Intelligentsia?
Yeah, exactly. Inner Lakeshore Drive or Lakeshore Drive.
Lakeshore Drive. Lakeshore Drive. Yeah, Lakeshore Drive. Not Sheridan. Yeah. Lakeshore Drive. Yeah, I've done some of that stuff.
Yeah, and that's where Dwayne's rides started, is that same spot. It was, 6 a.m. Monday through Friday, every day. Yeah, those were good. And then Friday rides were technically drop rides. So those were fun.
Yeah, Friday ride for us up in North Side is easy day because we know on the weekends.
True. Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy. I mean, so that's why most times on Mondays I don't ride on Mondays. Most times because it's my day off. Because I ride long and hard on Saturday, and I ride long on Sundays. Probably sometimes hard, but between Saturday and Sunday, I can do anywhere from 150 to like 250 miles in those 2 days.
Yeah.
So like
Monday break is
I'm like, we have an easy morning ride, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna sleep in. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. No riding for me on Mondays.
Yeah.
So and then Tuesday I'll start picking up again and
Mhm.
getting back into the groove of things. So all right. So yeah, man. Oh, a lot of things I'm learning too. A lot of things.
Yeah.
So you've never gone over 3 hours on the indoors? What's your maximum? You think
I think so. Yeah, probably 3.5, and that's usually jumping between groups. Because so for Major Taylor, I lead a ride on Sunday mornings at 7:30 usually through the winter.
on Zwift.
On Zwift, that's banded and an hour long.
Because I was doing I think the Wednesday evening ride in Zwift.
Okay,
Major
yeah.
Taylor.
Mhm.
I've done.
Yeah.
And I think I've ridden with some. Is it Dwayne or somebody? I've ridden some strong guys.
He doesn't ride
because
Zwift.
there's on Wednesdays and they will let the group go
Yeah.
the last couple of miles, and there's some guys who are like, oh my god, what are you guys doing? Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and the one we do on Sunday is more the like beginner ride or beginner friendly. So we have it banded so that realistically you can ride as hard as you want, which is really tough on sprints because you're like, it shouldn't take this long. But when you're banded, it's the average energy of the group, and yeah, it takes like 30 seconds to do a sprint instead of 10. Which is like a little different.
Yeah, I like those ones when it's like, and sometimes you see those guys get spit out like, bro, the ride state, we're gonna stay together. So why are you trying to drop people?
Yeah,
and then you get kicked out because you're in front of the barrier too long, like whoop, to the back.
And now they've got the zappy fence.
Zap fence.
Yeah, if you're ahead.
And the guys is like, this is the ride, and they state it. You're gonna get zapped. They said at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So why do it?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. I got zapped one time, but that was my fault because I went up the sprint too hard, went to the top, and I was going downhill.
You couldn't.
And I put it in, and I stopped pedaling, but I was just like,
there was nothing.
Then I went into super tuck, and then I got kicked to the back. I'm like, oh my god, come on, seriously. Anyway, it's all this thing you have to learn, make mistakes, and you learn, and you go along. Yeah. So I really hope you get a disc brake bike. Okay, tell your wife or convince yourself that you need a disc brake bike. You need to get one.
Well, that's what I've been able to do it twice, where I go ride with the race team with the e-dirt guys. We rode in Hocking Hills, Columbus area 2 years ago, and then this summer we met up in New York in Ithaca and rode up there. And that was the thing, is the real hills. And I had my rim brake bike, and
they're like,
yeah, those are great for when you wish you could stop, and not actually.
Yeah, but again, also rim brake bike now with technology now, they have made better brake pads. The carbon rim is much better. You can always get aluminum braking surface. There's a lot of ways to work around it, but this brake will. Well,
so I finally was able to get wheels, my first real set of wheels this last fall, I guess, like a Thanksgiving deal or something. And a couple of other guys ended up getting, when I told them about it, they got it too, and their wheels were here in like 3 days. And mine took like 3 weeks because they had to custom build the rim brake ones because they don't just stock them anymore. And I'm like, okay, this is a bad sign. Pretty soon I'm just going to not be able to get things. So yeah, I think
that's one of the big push where they're literally trying to outdate rim brake. But I think it's going to come up because if the UCI lower the weight limit, then they can try to make it, because rim brakes are lighter bikes. You can make lighter.
Right.
And you can use them for climbing, and they realize that maybe for descending, I don't need a brake. If you're racing, who needs a brake if you're racing?
It's true, right?
Braking is optional.
Yeah.
And if you're going down a hill,
Tom Pidcock, he doesn't need brakes.
You don't need a brake to go down a hill. Come on.
I don't know, man. That was one of those things. Anytime I've actually ridden out where there's real hills, I have to ride 30 miles out to Lamont to get 1,000 feet. Yeah, I'm not a great descender. Like I'm a little bit better than I used to be, but boy, we don't get much practice here.
Well, you can, and that's exactly, and the practice on Zwift don't count, because in Zwift you can just ride through people, cut people off, and no falling. Yeah. So in real life, it don't work.
No.
Let's keep it in mind. And remember, at the end of the winter time, when you go outside, remember you have to unclip. On Zwift. And then you just keel over. I've seen people that's like, hey, remember, this is not on Zwift anymore, okay, guys. This is not on Zwift. So funny. Yeah. So what's your motivation? Like, what keeps you going biking wise? I mean, why?
I think a big part of it's mental health. Staying sane. A lot of it's physical too. I had hit like age 40, and I started to have like aches and pains getting out of bed, and I was like, getting old, And then when I really started cycling and lost a lot of weight, like more than I thought I had to lose. It didn't hurt anymore. Like that just went away. So I don't want to go back there. Like I just want to be, physically fit and able to, and it's competitive. It's fun. It's fun to win,
Yeah, of course. Plus, though, you lose all the weight like myself, and my wife is like, "Oh, you're so sexy."
Yeah, that's part of it too. Yeah. Yep.
You got to keep up that macho look to your significant other and stuff. Yeah, man. Well, the thing is, when my wife met me, I was much skinnier, but my first older kid in my previous life, I was close to, not knocking on the body, but I had man boobs, man. And I lived in Miami.
Yeah.
So I would
never
never go to South Beach, because you go to South Beach in Miami back in the days, and you see all the male and the female, the place called Muscle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And both the men and the women have pecs in the front and pecs in the back. And I'm like, I don't belong. So I went to North Beach, where all the family, nobody cares, big guys with kegs just going around, and that's where I went. Then I picked up running. I'm like, all right, I got caught and stuff, but that was like I was young. We're old guys now.
Exactly.
My son called me the old man is upstairs or downstairs. Go see what the old man is looking for. I'm like, come on, man, I'm not that old, but it's crazy.
It could be worse. And there's
could be a lot worse.
And I definitely ride with some guys that are, 10 years older than me. Oh, some like 15 that are still really fast. So it's not over for us yet.
No, for sure. No, it's not. I think I got another good 10, 15 years of solid riding.
Fingers crossed, right?
Yeah. And then
as long as we don't like hit any more bridges.
Correct.
Or, like, minimize that.
No more bridges. I got run over. I got run over one time in a sprint because I was riding turbo cotton. And I went in the sprint and put the power in my bike, and I ripped the rubber off the cotton and went down and got run over. My friend of mine.
Because you went like squirrely, like into the car, or
no. This is no cars involved. Just in the Carmax sprint and frontage, coming down towards the Carmax, and the sprint was coming up, and I was put the power in the bike. And turbo cotton is the rubber that's kind of fused onto the cotton part of the thing, and it just ripped off. And when it ripped off, the cotton was on the ground, so I didn't have any traction, and I just went over the handlebar. And a friend of mine ran right over me, cracked his collarbone and stuff.
His too.
Yeah, I was fine. Like I only got a little scratch. I literally fell in this tucker.
Oh, that's worse.
And I got run over, and then that was it. So yeah,
I saw Tack hitting me. It was like I felt so bad.
Yeah. Well,
take him out.
Miss you, Tack, man. He comes in town every now and then. I never get to see him because he comes in, but he's down south, and he comes and leaves. Because we used to ride together with Johnny Sprocket back in the days.
Oh yeah,
I know Tack from Johnny Sprocket, and then Evolution. We're still buddies. I know he go to New York, and he's doing all the stuff he's doing. So yeah, he's a cool guy. Tack is a cool. It's so funny to see. Is he Japanese? And hear him just do this crazy British accent. And you're like, wait a minute, where did that come from? Yeah, exactly. Like, are you talking, or is it like a voiceover? It's crazy. It's kind of a stereotypic thing, but I just didn't expect him to have that very British English for a Japanese looking guy. Right. He caught me by surprise, but he's a good guy. Do you have any favorite places in Chicago? Like if someone comes to Chicago, like, hey, you're in Chicago, this is where I think one of my favorite places to go ride. Go check it out. Where would that be?
The standard, get them out on the lakefront and see, usually, the sunrise. That's when I'm riding. But
and to go fast, really go if you want to go like a really nice fast ride.
That's the Gary route that we were doing with Major Taylor a lot. That's good. We're building. I ride a lot with Stephen Farr. He rides with Cymet. He rides up with them. I think on Wednesdays.
So he
ends up in the parking
with JP Group.
Yeah. He ends up in the parking lot with you guys.
7-Eleven is right here, right away.
Yeah.
It's like 2 blocks from me.
Perfect. I can go sit in the. Where is everybody?
I know, right?
I finally got it here.
I've done it many times actually, where I post like, "Where's everybody?" Because I drive by 7 to go to work.
Yes,
right, every morning I ride by. So it's so funny. Yeah.
But he's like the route guru. I
should know him.
I think if if he had his way, he'd never ride the same route twice. And so he's able to piece these things together. So we'll ride a lot of times on like Saturday or Sunday mornings and do, up to 100. And we've got this route from near us. He lives right by me. Put together now that's like 70 miles or so. That is like I'm giggling half the ride. Like I feel like I'm breaking the law like a kid or something. There's like little stream crossings and cuts and all this stupid
Really?
stuff. Oh, it's so dumb. And it's yeah. We go past some llamas. It's a wild route. It's so fun.
The llamas that we typically see is when I do the ups and downs in Elizabeth.
Mhm.
There's a segment I name right before you see the llama, because you're riding, you go to this little town, and then at the edge of town is this big field, and they have like llamas and yaks and stuff there. It's pretty cool. The ups and downs. Check it out. Beautiful course. It's like a 100K. One of my favorite places, but it's in Elizabeth, which is right outside of Galena.
Yeah.
So the
So do you need? Is it a gravel route?
No, it's actually road. It's actually road. But if you ever done the Rafa 10,000, some of the road places there is actually part of the Rafa 10,000.
Oh wow!
So you basically it's a lot of hills, and then basically you come off the gravel and you pop on the course, then you pop off the course and get back on gravel. But it's a part of Rafa. It's like in the drift left area. So it's really cool. Ups and downs. Me and Patrick did a ride almost every year. It's in May, and it's a fun ride, man.
Nice.
So awesome. You get to see everything. The
Yeah.
llamas is the funnest. I think Patrick should post those pictures many times with the llamas. We stop and talk to them, and it's pretty cool.
What do they say back?
They just say yak. Most like they yak, and they play around. It's fun. It's fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So do you follow professional cycling a lot, or
a bit? Yeah.
Are you
tour?
Are you Team Jacob or Team now? Are you like Tadej Pogacar, Vingegaard, Wingo?
I was kind of anti-Tadej for a while. I don't know. I was more for
you're more for Vin?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think he's won me over. He's just superhuman, and it would be. All I know is it would be such a bad time to be pro. Like wouldn't that suck? Like you just happen to overlap with him. Like he's like 30% better than like the next closest person.
Did you see when one guy was like, "When are you gonna retire?" And he's like, "Whenever my contract is over." That's what he says. Like, when my contract is over, I don't know. But he put the work in, and whatever.
No doubt, it's amazing. It's
working.
He's just
And I mean,
but boy, that would suck, eh?
He's like, no matter what I do, I'm gonna be second best,
no matter what.
It's like I'm gonna go a sprint, but Usain Bolt is next to me.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, of any time in history, like it had to be at the same moment.
Yeah. And with
he's amazing.
And the technology stuff is coming out now. It's like crazy. And I do plan, and I said before, when I get older, if I can't keep up, I do plan to get an e-bike. So if one is in an e-bike, please don't judge me.
It's fine. It's cool.
Because there's some really amazing Trek e-bikes now. They look like a road bike, but it has a motor in it. It's really cool.
There's this guy. So another group I ride with in the mornings is the Masochist group. It's like Beverly Bike Club kind of. We ride at 0 dark 30. Meet at 4:55. They ride every morning, same route. But one of the guys on that, he was going to have back surgery, and he loved riding his bike, and he was able to get an e-bike and still actually ride,
Yeah.
So I'm not all negative, It's
That's
cool.
good. I am so positive. I can't. I try to get my father to get an e-bike, but he refused to get an e-bike. I'm like, let's think about it. You have an e-bike, you could be hanging out with us. You're gonna put on a little weight. You can't push the bike no more, and over the limit. I'm like, you could have e-bike, and we could all be out here getting the wind in our hair and doing all our cool stuff, but he refuses.
Yeah, get you outside.
But anyway,
heck of a lot better than sitting around.
But I plan to get an e-bike someday. If anything get too slow, I'm like, e-bike. I'm on the e-bike.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, if the motors get smaller and smaller, the technology gets better, you won't even know.
No, I mean, telling you, you look at a Trek bike right now. They have these e-bikes that you can't even tell is an e-bike because this thing is like so small with the motor in it and everything.
Yeah.
What?
You'll have to put just like solar panels on your back.
I know, right?
It like charge as you go.
And bike can charge itself as it go anyway, so why not? Yeah. It's coming along great. Yeah. So as we wrap up, anything you want to leave us with that we didn't cover that you want to, we spoke about how many bikes you have, You're running
Not enough.
not enough, right? That's
Okay.
not enough. You're
Yeah.
you're to the N. There's no plus one as yet, or you're one not plus N as
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
You're running 28s on your bikes now because that's the sweet spot, and you put a gravel bike. You have a company which I didn't know about.
Yeah,
You lived in Colorado. Have you ever you've biked in Canada? We like more North America, but
Well,
have you
that's-
ever been anywhere else outside of
So
North
that's where
America?
I've been putting like in looking back like the last couple of years, like my favorite days of the year were generally on my bike with other people, you know, around, like meeting the guys that I ride with on Zwift, or even, you know, riding. We usually do a Memorial Day ride. Patrick's come on it, where we ride to Michigan City and back. You know, those like group, like real tight, like group rides are just the best. So I've been trying to like, I got this last year I got a bike bag. So I try to like pack it and take it other places and ride with people. So I'd like to do that a little bit more and
Come in here. Okay, that's a good plan.
hook up with people all over and see different places. Yeah, I want to ride in France next summer. I want to. My son's graduating in 8th grade. He studied French for 10 years now, and so it would be really nice to take him to France, you know, as part of that. And you know, if I get up early and ride a bike around, that would be okay.
Awesome. And there's tons of riding in France. You probably can scope some people before you go in there. To get there, people are, hey, come on, Walt, let's go.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, allez.
Exactly, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So that would be pretty sweet. I rode San Francisco. I had a conference out there. I got to ride and do a ride up Mount Tamalpais, Mount Tam. That's an amazing route. That's so fun. It's like 45 minutes straight climb, sustained. Pushing it too. That was like near FDP, and just coming up from the bay side, just cooking from Sausalito, and like just sweat everywhere, right? And you come over the top, and it's like the Pacific Ocean stretches before you. You like ride down to Route 1. It's like so perfect. But there's this wind coming off the ocean, and I was just freezing. Like I just started shaking. Like I was like looking for the like Tour de France, like old school style, looking for newspapers to stuff down my bib. Like it was crazy, the difference. But yeah, that was a cool place to ride. Ithaca was really sweet around there. Finger Lakes.
Never been.
Columbus, man, there's some strong riders in Columbus. Some of those guys are just
next level,
insane. Yeah, sounds like up here. I need to come. I need to take my bike way up here to the north side. That's what I need.
I'm telling you, if you can make it next year, I said the Wednesday night ride would be the place to be. There's a 5:30 group and a 5:45. The 5:45 is literally a race, where all the guys are from all like, you know, Evolution, 606, all those guys it's like a race.
Maybe I do 5:30 to
5:30. 5:30 is actually pretty strong, but it's less. People are more nicer to each other.
I'll start there.
We still go pretty hard, but we're more nicer.
Yeah.
And then at least for the Wednesday night ride, it's a no drop ride until we get to the CarMax sprint. After CarMax, it's a drop ride, which is literally on the way back anyway, so you can find your way home.
Well, and that's what some people are like. They don't want to come out and like push themselves too hard because they're afraid they're going to get dropped, and that's one of the things. I don't mind. I'll get dropped all the time. Like, I've got a phone in my pocket. Like, I'll be able to find my way.
Exactly. Like, but it's a pride thing. Where the 5:45 group, they're literally trying to drop you. Yeah. Like you come off the front, doing a really strong pull,
especially if you're the new guy.
Just attacks you. And you're like, are you guys serious? Perfect. Are you? Come on! I need a little break.
Yeah,
no,
that's awesome.
No, yes, come on. When everybody start following them, you're like, I guess. Yeah. So, what you know, the rule is if you can jump back on the wheel, you'll be all right. But it's a bunch of attacks, man. And this is what I think going to Chicago, you can get all different flavors of riding, no matter where you look, where you're looking for. That's why I always recommend if people come to Chicago or you want to find different group rides.
Yeah.
And if you know the website called ChicagoGroupRides.com, that's run by Offacre. Check the website out. You can find all the rides from Monday to Friday. Major Taylor rides is always on it too. Like
I've brought
Friday morning ride. I forgot the names of all the major, but they have like 3 rides on that website.
There's a sunrise ride that's really good. That's
on it too.
Some of my friends that come into town for conferences or whatever. It's at 5:30. Starts at what is that? 35th and King Drive. That is a great, super accessible ride. Not too fast, and And I've had people stay downtown. They're able to rent bikes. We meet up there, and
Do that right.
yeah, it's great.
Awesome. And Major Taylor, they have several different rides, but they are from down south. Where you guys typically meet?
Most of them are all over the south side. Whether there's usually 2 or 3 rides a day that are scheduled, kind of at different paces, different starting spots. Riding the old plank trail down through the South Burbs, and yeah, kind of all over the place.
What are you riding this weekend? Do you have anything planned for this week? I mean, Sunday I gotta do the Chicago Marathon Bike March now, but what you guys are planning to do on Saturday?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like the weather's going to be pretty nice. So we used to always do our big long rides on Sunday, but we've kind of been doing that on Saturday now. So hopefully maybe that 70-mile llama route, that would be fun again.
But if I ride down to beat you guys, that's will be like 110 miles for me.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I don't mind.
We can adjust. I'm a big fan of the adjust the route and
so
get the wind back.
Yeah, Triple X did the 3-state ride this year, a couple of weeks ago, and we rode up to Wisconsin from here. They were in all of Indiana, we went back. So it's a 150-mile bike ride. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But mine, I want to ride, but I also want to keep on going and then go to Michigan.
Yeah.
And then come back.
That's a great ride. So we do that
200 miles maybe.
Yeah, we do that every Memorial Day. Usually we'll ride it. And from 87th in Lakeshore Drive there, it's like 84, I think, to get to Michigan City.
One day, and it's like all right. You come up north to be here.
I've got to do Wednesday night ride.
I'm gonna come down south.
That's fine.
Maybe one of these warm days. And if my wife is leaving tomorrow or Friday, so she leave.
You have all this extra time to ride.
Yeah, but I got to go to work though. But I will see what I can work out. So
no, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Let's see. Yeah. And I mean, let's keep it going, man. Many more years of riding and stay healthy, stay fit. As I said, I ride for mental health and sanity, also different things. So let's keep it that way. And maybe one day you can have an extra bike, so if you crash, you can,
Then maybe I'll start racing.
If it breaks, yeah. I mean, you always come to grit, so maybe you can go jump in it. Like exactly. Patrick raced. I'm like, anyway, I just don't want to crash, man. I see people crashing. Yeah. It just is just I got 5 kids total, and just to see if something should happen to me at this age.
Right. It takes so long to get back.
Exactly. I just don't want to.
Well, and that's the first thing everybody always says with racing. It's like, well, you're going to crash.
Yeah. I'm like, no.
I don't know. I am riding as hard as I can towards my basement wall, and I have yet to hit it. I'm going to just keep trying.
You have never popped off your trainer before or anything like that?
I've like come off of it, out of like exhaustion, but not because my tire sank into a bridge.
Or you got a flat or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or the cotton, like cotton tire separated. Yeah, that hasn't happened in my basement yet.
That was a scary day. That was wild.
I could imagine. It happened so fast.
Yeah, crashes like they like just like this.
Like, how did I get here?
Exactly. Yeah. You get some people get up and they're in a hospital or whatever. And yeah, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So again, anything else you want to leave us with before we wrap up? Because I learned so much, and I see it represented Major Taylor. We all know Major Taylor is. The guy was a badass dude. Yeah. And he went through a lot to also just to break in African Americans in cycling and show that, hey, we can learn on a bike too. And many people pick up the torch afterwards and are doing amazing things to show that, hey, African American can do stuff. And then or a big guy now is like,
he had to sleep on his bike. Can you imagine like if Tade had to guard his bike so that somebody didn't mess with it?
Exactly.
Oh, that's messed up.
Exactly. But still here, still doing it. So again, thanks for coming out.
I appreciate it so much.
We learned so much about you, and we're gonna join him, Major Taylor ride, and eat dirt and Zwift.
Major Taylor, tons of rides.
Major Taylor, a lot of stuff. Friday rides, Saturday rides, Sunday, all the time, all the rides. We can find them on Zwift easily. So
same, hit us up Sunday mornings. It's getting cold.
I'm gonna this winter. I'll be there. You'll see me pop up.
Perfect.
I'll be there. All right, guys.
All right.
We learned a lot today about Walt Flood. That's pretty amazing. That's a pretty nice name, Walt Flood. And here he is. Thank you so much again, guys. As we come to an end, and I will say, let's keep on being nice to each other. Please don't be a twat waffle to anybody. as we say here, right?
I gotta use that.
Don't be a twat waffle. And keep the miles and smiles going. Until we meet again, one love.